Griffin, adaptive security has been around for about 3 years, and I want you to point out how much deepfakes has changed in those past 3 years. So what were you seeing 3 years ago, and what are the biggest trends you're seeing today?
I think it was more theoretical back then. There's been a bit of a switch probably over the last year and a half, where those conversations have very much changed in tenor and tone to, hey, we saw this, it's happening, it's been reported. It's obviously a lot of it's happening on personal devices. So sometimes it's hard to get a real handle on the scale of it. But even anecdotally, it's like, hey, this technology is really scary, and it's happening with our employees.
Where are you seeing the greatest activity?
I think there's a very clear story around the decreasing cost of tokens and how easy it is to access really hyper-personalized information to put together a really sophisticated perspective of the type of situation that an employee might be undergoing on a certain day of, hey, we saw you're going to this event, and we're going to put together a text that looks like it's from the event organizer, maybe an email, and then you're going to get a voice call from your boss asking if things are going okay. How's that speech? Is that deck ready to go? And it's just a lot cheaper to do that at scale, and I think the models are just a lot better. With just even your voicemail, 3 to 5 seconds of audio, you can put together a really, really convincing voice to the point where you're kind of past that uncanny valley. And I think when you combine it with the contextual information on where you are at a given time, a project you might be working on, then it starts to get really, really convincing because you let your guard down, right?
It's the ultimate con job. How do I do it to everybody all at the same time?
As the cost of tokens drop to zero, you can suddenly run this economically across everybody at an organization. It's not, hey, let's pick and choose our spots here. Let's just run it for every employee in the world, and we know that we're going to expect to see some positive ROI from that.
How is Adaptive addressing this issue?
Our core product focuses on a couple main things. One is training people for these to spot these advanced attacks. So when you log on and maybe your old security training was a static video that you might watch, and it's the same video that a 2,000 person manufacturing company might use, as well as a leading cybersecurity software company. All of our content is going to be totally personalized and customized exactly to the person that's taking it and to the environment that the company is operating in. So it's going to be hyper relevant and really engaging. So they pay attention and can start to spot and play with these attacks in real time, where it's a sort of playground for understanding what an advanced AI attack might look like. And then once you kind of set a better baseline of knowledge and understanding amongst your employee base, what we're actually going to do and what we recommend doing is running these really sophisticated AI-powered phishing simulations across those modalities to prepare your employees. And I think the way that we do it is it's very much focused on education. We're not creating these shame moments. It's like, hey, you get to interact with this technology up close in a safe environment. So when you do actually get it, you can spot it and just like, hey, I'm not just buying that this is my boss because it's their voice. I now have actually interacted with the deepfake of them, and I'm on higher alert.
And are you also helping with the developing of policies of, when I see this from my boss, how do I validate whether it is my boss or not?
Yep. So our approach, I think what we hear from our customers is they like to do it a lot of different ways. And we're actually, I would say 2 years ago, we were a lot more active in kind of leading the charge there. And oftentimes people come pretty opinionated on what they want that policy today to be. So what we'll actually recommend doing is we will use that policy to create a custom training for your organization on, hey, this is what we recommend you do, whether it's a company word that you want to use or an escalation to another channel that is specific to Teams or Slack. And we'll actually create training for each employee using our AI content generator to create that custom training based on your policies.
If you need help, and most of us do, with spotting deepfakes, dealing with these extremely sophisticated social engineering attacks that are happening at scale. So your entire staff, not just the assistant, not just the C-level executive, go check out what they're doing over at Adaptive. Their website is right there, Adaptive Security right there. Go check them out.